Hey everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at the Atari 5200. Now first, before we take a look at any games, I want to take a look at the system itself. This is the first version that came out. You can see it's got 4 controller ports here. The second version only has 2 controller ports. Now I believe this was due to the fact like there was not many games that supported the 4 controllers, and it was a cost thing. Now, another thing that's weird is each of them have this. They each have a cable that comes out, plugs into the TV. The newer one has a thinner wire, so it makes it a little easier, but this one actually does not plug into the TV. It plugs into the separate box right here. You plug this in there, then you plug your AC adapter in here. Just very weird and inconvenient. But the good thing is the new version, although it does have 2 less ports, gets rid of that and does the 2 traditional wires. So now let's just take a look at the controller we got. Yeah, and the controller is very unusual. It's kind of like they combined the 2600 controller with the ColecoVision controller. And let's just take a look at a quick game here. We got Robotron 2084, an awesome game for the 5200, but there's a problem. No matter what buttons I hit, the game doesn't start. Even if I hit the start button, nothing happens. Hit these orange buttons on the side, I move this thing all around. Sometimes I can get it by pressing 2 or 3 or both of them at the same time, but it's not working. I don't really know why these controllers were just so bad, but they're bad. So, can't play the game with that controller. So let's just unplug this, and let's just forget about it. But, let's take a look at using this controller. This is Wico, third-party manufacturer who made a lot of controllers for a lot of the systems back in the day. Now at the end you have a 2600 port. Not going to help us here as the 5200 is much wider. However, you take that, plug it in here, and now you got some connections. Now you plug one of these into the 5200 itself, and then you can plug the other one into a 5200 controller or a keypad controller. So essentially you're just using this controller for the analog stick, well, kind of an analog stick, and the buttons, and you use this for the keypad. So let's give this a go. See if we can get this to work this time using this new controller. Oh yeah. This is Come on. Alright. But this is a pretty fun game. Pretty enjoyable. But one of the cool things about this version, the 5200, is the fact that if you get 2 controllers, you can use controller 1. No, I accidentally started it. We can use controller 1 and just move. And you can use a second controller, plug it in, and use the second controller stick to shoot. Just one for movement, one for shooting. Because Robotron in the arcades was, I believe, the first dual analog game. So it's kind of cool to see the 5200 does take advantage of it. Problem is, it's tough enough to get one 5200 controller that works. To try to get two 5200 controllers to work is almost impossible. But yeah, that's Robotron 2084. Really fun game. Alright. Let's take a look at another similar game, also for the 5200. Berserk! Alright. How do I start this? Oh, there we go. There I go. Oh, I escaped. Now, unfortunately, this controller, it kind of works. Sometimes it wants me to go to the left a little bit, but it works for the most part. But this is one of the first games. This is one of the first games that uses voice. Whereas Robotron was the first game that used dual analog, this was one of the first that had voice built in without a peripheral. And it's really cool and actually pretty eerie, even still today. The games are pretty similar, Robotron and Berserk, but they're both pretty fun. But yeah, I'd say able to. These are some really good versions of the arcade games, Berserk and Robotron 2084.